We're asked to find the area of the trapezoid in square meters. So the first thing we might notice is that the dimensions given are not in meters. This length is in centimeters, and these two lengths are in kilometers or kilometers. So our first step is to convert the dimensions to meters. We'll be using these conversions here. Let's first convert 1,000 centimeters to meters. We may recognize that because 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter, 1,000 centimeters would be equal to 10 meters. But just in case we don't notice this, let's set this up and multiply by a unit fraction to do the conversion. So we'll begin by writing 1,000 centimeters as a fraction with a denominator of 1. We're going to multiply by a unit fraction and convert centimeters to meters. Because we don't want centimeters in our answer, we'll write centimeters in the denominator and meters in the numerator. And now using the conversion, 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. Our unit fraction is going to be 1 meter over 100 centimeters. Notice how because these lengths are equal to each other, this fraction is equal to 1, but it will convert centimeters to meters because notice how the units of centimeters simplifies out. So if we multiply, we'd have 1,000 divided by 100 meters, which is equal to 10 meters. So this length in meters is 10 meters. Now we'll convert 0.002 kilometers to meters. So we'll begin by writing 0.002 kilometers as a fraction with a denominator of 1. We're going to convert this to meters. We'll multiply by a unit fraction. And because 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer, and we don't want kilometers in our answer, we'll write kilometers in the denominator and meters in the numerator. And 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Again, notice how kilometers simplifies out, and 0.002 times 1,000 is equal to 2, which means this length is 2 meters. And then for this last length, we have 0.008 kilometers, which we probably recognize will be 8 meters, but let's go ahead and show it. We'd multiply by the unit fraction of 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer. Again, the units of kilometers simplifies out. 0.008 times 1,000 is equal to 8, which means this length is 8 meters. Now the area of a trapezoid is equal to 1/2 times the quantity b sub 1 plus b sub 2 times h, where b sub 1 and b sub 2 are the lengths of the two bases, which are the two parallel sides, and h is the height. So notice how we still don't have the height of our trapezoid, so let's work on determining the height. The height would be the length of this segment here. Notice by sketching this segment, we now have a right triangle here on the left, and this is actually a special right triangle, because if this acute angle is equal to 30 degrees, this acute angle here would have to be equal to 60 degrees, so that the sum of the interior angles is equal to 180 degrees. Let's go ahead and label this length h. Now whenever we have a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, the triangle is always going to be proportional to the triangle where the short leg has a length of 1, the hypotenuse has a length of 2, the long leg has a length of square root 3. So because these two triangles are proportional, we can set up a proportion to determine the height of the trapezoid. Notice how h would correspond to the side with a length of 1. So we can say h is the 1 as, notice the hypotenuse has a length of 10, which corresponds to this hypotenuse, which has a length of 2. So we can say h is the 1 as 10 is to 2. And now we can cross multiply and solve for h. So h times 2 must equal 1 times 10. So we'd have 2h equals 10. Divide both sides by 2. We have h equals 5. So now we know the height is equal to 5 meters. We may also recognize that if we take this length of 2 and multiply it by 5, we get the length of this hypotenuse, and therefore the height here would have to be equal to 1 times 5, since this leg corresponds to the height of the trapezoid. And now we have all the information we need in order to determine the area of the trapezoid. the area is going to be equal to 1/2 times the quantity b sub 1 plus b sub 2, which would be 8 plus 2, times 8, which is the height, which we now know is 5. So we have 1/2 times 10 times 5. Well, 1/2 times 10 is 5. 5 times 5 is equal to 25. And therefore the area of the trapezoid is 25. And the units would be square meters. I hope you found this helpful.